Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. How are you? How you feeling?
We feel like we're in school. Good morning,
Good morning, Mr. DeMentri. Yes, how you feeling?
I feel good. This is it, man.
This is it. We're a couple of weeks away.
We're done, basically.
Nervous?
No.
No.
At
December
3rd we'll be nervous.
December 3rd you'll be nervous?
At this point. Today we're just tired.
You've been through a long process. Did you think it was going to be what it was? Did you have any idea that we were going to do to you what we've done to you so far?
I thought it was a good challenge to... You guys gave us so many good challenges and tasks that really tested us in every type of environment. Going out in public, filming packets, speaking, hosting the show.
Right.
So I think it was fun. It was
a good mix.
Great experience.
Yeah. All right. Let me ask you. Talk about some of the assignments, and not the easy ones. I want to know about the difficult ones you had.
Well, we had so many different things. I think the radio challenge was great for people because it's the closest thing we'll come to the show because we were trying to fit in with people.
You're talking about PRO.
Yes, when we were at Pro FM, we were basically trying to squeeze into Giovanni, Kim, and Will, and it's kind of the same thing squeezing in here. We were trying to figure out how to make our way with people who are just so good at what they do. So that was challenging, but it was great. It was fun.
Now, Naomi, when you were on with us last week, you admitted a little bit technologically challenged.
Just a tad.
Tell us about your first web assignment.
I feel I have come light years in this, but I will tell you, my friend Larry, the computer tutor, who's been helping me along the way, has now but together we've printed out a book called "The Computer for the Dummy Mummy," and it's a whole handbook on how to get something from YouTube to your blog post. I mean, I could never imagine that I'd be now putting stuff on YouTube. I didn't even ever look at YouTube before.
Did you know what it was?
I did know what it was, but now,
my mom doesn't know.
Now about it all the time. My husband said, "You're always on the computer.
Yeah.
It's sucking the life out of you. The groceries aren't getting, nobody's grocery shopping. The dishes aren't getting done. Nothing's happening at home."
Family has since left her, but
that's all I do now is the computer. So
I was going to say, after this, I bet you'll keep.
I will. So
Naomi's going to have her own blog. Right?
Well, talking about that, you guys had blogs and you had video assignments, and all of you just jump right in. What was that like?
Mine was weird because I felt like I wasn't here. I was on the road for the first almost 2 weeks, and I felt that was the only way I could really connect was through the blog. So that was exciting to kind of bring people into what I was doing. To start off, I was really worried about being left behind because I wasn't here. But thank God the video blog was one of our first assignments, and we got to I got to keep in touch and stuff like that.
I saw you having a
terrible You're just getting people to hate me. Now, it's 80 degrees here.
Now, Matt, I'm going to ask you straight out. One of the most important things, and this is for all of you, but I'm going to single you out, Matt. One of the most important things you're going to do if you get chosen here is you're going to have to come up with your own packages, sometimes several a week. You're going to have to go out, shoot them, write them, and make sure they get edited. Are you a little intimidated by that?
No, I'm not. If it goes as the way the blog has gone for me, I probably have 15 lined up already. So, and things that I've done for the blog, I want to revisit and do them in a more professional way because I feel you can't do as much with a flip camera.
Yeah,
and I don't have voiceover and all of that, but. No, I have millions of ideas.
We're trying to.
We're all ganging up ideas.
Trying to settle down.
Right, Courtney. I'm going to talk to you. Original ideas.
Yes.
Paramount on this show and for your position.
Yes.
Have you given it a thought?
Yeah, in regards to the packages stuff?
Absolutely. You're going to have to come up with the thoughts, and you're going to have to go to our executive producer, Rebecca, and say, you know what, I got an idea. I want to go out to Newport or wherever, and I want to do this story.
No.
Or she's going to come to you and say, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, and it's Tuesday, and I need it done by Thursday.
Right. Well, the great thing is that during this whole process, we've been here so much that, we've gotten to interact with Sean and Rick and different people who are involved, so kind of getting a sense of exactly what that means. Because, of course, when we came for the open audition and, callbacks and all of that, it seems very glamorous. And then, having to get up at 4:30 to be here at 6 was a different experience. Yeah. But in regards to the creativity aspect, that's my favorite part. Actually, one of our challenges was to come up with a new segment for the show.
Right.
Oh, that's my favorite. And
got you excited, huh?
Very excited. I really love traveling, so I tried to think of a travel type piece, which just hitting all different spots of Rhode Island because we think of Rhode Island as being small. Yeah, it's a small state, but there's a million things to do. And I mean, living in this area, you start thinking like, oh, if it's more than 20 minutes away, it's so far. It's kind of nice to think of it in that aspect as a travel destination and like all the different parts.
I'm going to throw this out to all of you. Jump in, anybody, and then continue. You all had a chance to sit in that seat. And on December 3rd, somebody's going to be named to sit in that seat. What were your thoughts when you sat in that seat last week?
I thought, finally, I'm here. It's from the day we signed up for this is the day that we were looking forward to. So it was one of the most amazing surreal experiences I've ever had. I felt comfortable, surprisingly, very comfortable sitting with you guys.
No nervousness.
Not that much.
Come on.
Just at what camera to look at.
Yeah.
Right? No, that is one of the biggest problems. But for me, I've said I wanted to be a talk show host for the last 6 years. I decided that at some point. And I've never had the chance to actually host a show. I've done a lot of YouTube stuff, internet stuff, and that's
totally different.
Completely different. So to finally sit in that seat on that day, and I think I was myself, and I did as good as I could for never doing it before, and I was proud of myself.
Yeah.
And I felt, okay, you're not blowing smoke. You know,
did you all feel that way? Did you all leave when you were done feeling pretty good about yourself?
Yeah, I felt. I thought I gave it the best effort, did the best I could. I watched it, thought it went very well.
Right.
But the one thing that was funny, I was telling my friends, I was like, after it was all done and got in there a little nervous at first, but once we did it, I literally felt like I could have walked in the next day.
Yes.
And it wouldn't. I don't know if that's how you felt. Once it was almost like, all right, we got the dry run out.
I got the first one out of the way.
If Sean was sick and I got a call this morning and they said, Ben, you need to come in, I don't think there would be any nerves. I felt like I could go in.
So you're trying to get rid of Sean. All right.
Exactly. Yeah. I felt like once you had that dry run.
The other thing is, you saw, obviously, you got a chance to participate what happens in front of the camera, but you saw a lot of what takes place behind the camera. Were you surprised by how much work and effort goes into putting on the show?
It's intense, right from the time you get in the door early in the morning to promoting the show on radio first, looking over the day's topics, being able to ad-lib about a particular topic that's thrown at you at the last minute. You have to be composed, have your thoughts ready. But I think it's a dream job because think about it. You get on the phone after you wake up in the morning, you might talk to your girlfriends, your guy friends, whatever, and you want to talk about, did you see that last night? Did you see that? You see that? Here you get a job where you get to talk about this, and get paid for it.
Right.
And it's, to me, it's the ultimate dream job.
But does it concern you sometimes? We do the buzz.
Yes.
Got to be careful what comes out of your mouth.
Absolutely. You can
easily put foot in mouth like that.
You did a thing this morning. You were talking about abortion and the Catholic Church, and I was thinking that's a hard discussion to have in front, especially since Rhode Island is so local and you're gonna run into people.
That's the thing.
You're gonna run into people in the supermarket.
Catholic.
In heavily Catholic, and I'm not gonna get into any of that, but because
there's a reason they say politics and religion don't mix.
Yeah. But then that's what makes a good show is a real discussion, and you just have to remember you're giving your opinion, and hopefully the viewers remember it's an opinion, and at the end of the day, we're all,
tough
we're all
topics
in the
are good though,
same
because people will be talking about it.
And then you have
people
something
will
to say.
be talking
I
about
had the
it.
marijuana buzz.
I know. When
I
I
know.
saw that, I was like,
Okay,
ooh.
do you talk about the fact that you've smoked it before, you've never smoked it before? Where do I
don't
go
know
with
what it
that?
It was probably a good idea that you didn't
bring
smoke it.
Naomi brings out
That's
a bomb.
good.
That was a good. That was probably a
deal.
good filter.
Yes.
Now listen, I'm hearing this nonsense
What nonsense?
that you're all friends.
We are.
Oh, we are.
This
Wait
is
a minute.
stop. This is like the Miss America pageant where you're all hugging each other and waiting to see and put the crown on. But secretly, you all want to win.
We do.
I think
But how good of a friend can you be when you want her job, you want her job, you want his job, and so on and so forth?
One thing I think we can all agree on, and we said this from the beginning, is we are all so different from each other. It's I've told everybody, they said, what if you don't win? I said, if I don't win, then they weren't looking for what I can bring to the table. Because he's completely different from me. She's different from her. Everybody's, whoever wins, I don't think anybody's going to say, I can do, I have what they offer. We're all so different.